Welcome back. This is part 2. Previously, I was able to do something along the lines of, let's see if it'll work. Don't embarrass me. Kayla, turn on the living room lights. Because I have no feedback, I don't know if it actually heard me. That's another downside to using this for controlling smart home devices. There we go. Watch my previous video as to why I think this is good and bad for controlling smart homes. Regardless, the thing that I want to show you about this device is that it is now saving all of the conversations that I'm having to my smart home. We should be able to see it on the device now. That's pretty sweet. Let me show you how to do it for yourself. You don't need anything else but Home Assistant.
Get excited.
The process can be described in 3 phases. The first phase you should be familiar with. This is speaking to Omi and the transcript being picked up by Home Assistant. Now, if you want to know how to do that, I created a video on it so you can see the description or you can watch to the end. The second phase is filtering and processing the data to be saved. Now, this can be simply just grabbing the text and then saving it, or trying to save the entire payload. It's up to you how you want to do it. The last phase is sending the data to Obsidian to be stored in a markdown file. Now, luckily, to complete those 3 phases, we only have to do 2 things: connect Obsidian to Home Assistant and create an automation that uses that connection. First, let me show you how to connect Obsidian to Home Assistant, as this is the most crucial part. I'm going to assume that you know what Obsidian is and understand the basics of the community plugins. There are a few ways that you can connect Obsidian to Home Assistant, but the easiest way I found is through the local REST API plugin. This plugin creates a local API that Home Assistant can call to make changes within Obsidian. Something that I really appreciate about the plugin is that it comes with a playground or an interactive doc that you can test the APIs with. For our use case, we're going to need the ability to append data to a given document, so we're going to use this command here, or this API. But let me show you an example of how this works. I have this markdown in Obsidian called test me, and inside we have this hello string, or this text that says hello. Now, I'm going to use this command here to append content or append new text to this file. So I'm right now referencing the testme.markdown file, which is this here. And the content that I want to append is world. So when I click execute, we can see that world has been appended to the document. Another nice thing is that this gives me the curl command for this. This is convenient because we're going to need to create a REST command within Home Assistant that's going to call this API. If you're unfamiliar with REST command, here's a 15-second crash course. The RESTful command or REST command lets you call an API during an automation. Because it's a web request, you're able to make calls like get, put, patch, delete to any URL that you have access to use. Now, since we conveniently have a local REST API that controls Obsidian, you can see where I'm going with this. Here's what the REST command would look like. Now, something to note is that I made the command dynamic, so that way I can specify the name of the file and the contents that I'm going to send within the payload. This way I have greater control during the automation. And I can possibly use this for other automations as well. Unfortunately, you can't use the UI for this type of action, and you have to manually add it into Home Assistant's configuration files or their configuration YAML, and then you have to trigger a full restart in order for you to see it within Home Assistant. This completes part 1 of this 2-part process. Now, part 2 is easy and pretty fun. This is creating the automation. In my first video, I showed you how you can connect Omi to Home Assistant through webhooks. Now, if you watched that video or visited my community, you should have the version of this automation already on your system. That would be this Omi voice command. Now, you can either update this particular automation or you can duplicate it. I duplicated mine. So under the default actions, I'm going to expand it, click on add action, and then look for the new command that we created. So append to file. And just for the sake of quickness, I'm just going to paste in what this could look like for you. And we'll take a look at it here. Here's a brief look at what the automation looks like. The first part is passing in a new file name based on the day. Now, this way we can create a new file every day, or you can just give it the same file name and then it can just continue to write to that one file. The second part is passing in the text. So this automation is going to cycle through the whole entire payload to make sure that none of the text is missed. Now let's test out the automation.
Okay, so in order for this to be successful, it needs to work both in and out of my home. Let's get started. Alrighty, so I'm inside my master bedroom. Does it work? We're gonna find out, or you'll see on the screen. This is gonna be super candid, guys. Kayla, turn on the lights in the living room. Oh, look at that. It did it. Ha. So, you probably won't see this written on the screen because I had it to just ignore all of the commands. So any command won't show up in the transcripts, but this text that I'm saying now should. We'll see if this works. That command took way too long to turn on the lights. I don't like that.
Okay, so guys, so I have to interject here. The audio on my phone died, which is where I was recording, so you can't hear anything here, but Omi was still able to hear me and was able to record. So this was still a success. Even though you can't hear anything, it still worked.
I have one more test that I'm gonna do. And this one is gonna require that let's see. There you go. Get into the car and drive away. Hopefully, it's still collecting my thoughts and conversations and my speech and writing it down in my trusty dusty Obsidian.
This car ride took less than 5 minutes, and Omi only recorded the last half of the trip. Now my goal was to get out of my home network and see if it can still store my transcripts and if it can still run automations.
I am going to tell it to turn off the living room lights. Let's see if this works. I have no idea if it's gonna work. Kayla, turn off the living room lights.
Here's the thing. I don't know if the system simply dropped my messages or if Omi failed to hear me. At this point in my test, I have no idea if my automations ran or if it was saving my transcript. I just didn't know. When I drove off, I purposely left the lights on in the living room, and the idea was that when I came back, the living room lights should be off. So when I pulled into my driveway, walked up to my front door.
Woo! Moment of truth. If it worked properly, the living room lights will be off. Oh, wow.
Oh, it's off.
Okay, it worked.
It's off.
The test was inconclusive. I mentioned that there was a good chance that the messages could have been dropped. There was an edge case to the automation that I created. The automation will do a if-then check. If it sees that the word Kayla is in the messages, it's going to go and treat the message as an automation and it's going to try to run it, and it won't save the transcript. If Kayla is not present in that text, then it's just going to save it, and that's where the problem is. If Omi decides to give my home a chunk of text, and in that chunk contains the word Kayla, then that means a lot of things that I said before and even after can be disregarded. Up until this point, Omi typically gives me a lot of the text in like short little bursts, but every now and then it will give me a chunk. So there's a good chance that it just didn't do anything and then tried to transcribe everything all at once. But then you might ask, well, how did the lights turn off? It's actually pretty funny to me. So you saw how the alarm was on?
If I don't set the alarm when I leave the home, and if there's no one in the house will just arm itself. And then when I come back, it knows it's me, so it'll just unarm itself. Pretty cool automation. I 100% love it.
Once the alarm turns on and it does the whole countdown, the lights in the house that needs to turn off will turn off. That includes that living room light. And that was my clue that this test was inconclusive, because when I scrubbed through the footage, the lights and the alarm went off at the same time. So does that mean that this test was a complete failure? No, because in the transcripts, I still see the conversation in the car when I was driving down the street. I just didn't see the first half before I mentioned the word Kayla. This is why I think that my home dropped the messages.
Let me answer a few questions.
What if I don't want to keep my transcripts?
If you want to delete the conversation after a period of time, you can automate that process too by creating a REST command using this delete vault file command.
Here's another question.
Why use Obsidian? This answer is best suited by watching this next video. Now, I did try other methods like using scripts and log files, but it wasn't flexible enough. Some of you also are skeptical about how any of this could be useful. Well, if you subscribe and join the tech enthusiast community, I have another video coming out that will inspire you and answer that question. And it's all based on the world of text.